he's the best hitter in baseball. Buster Olney of ESPN reporting that the Washington Nationals are compelled to move Juan Soto at some point this year.
Well, what is a person? A person is a what is called a juridical personality, which means a fiction in law. The franchise that I described is a person.
He's represented by Scott Boras. They've tried to have initial talks of an extension. They haven't seemed to go anywhere. And Juan Soto, if you trade for Juan Soto, you're going to get the rest of 2022, all of 23, and all of 24 before he becomes a free agent. Trading Juan Soto would be the largest haul that you would get from it. Don't compare it to anyone else we've ever seen. This is a franchise-changing trade if it were to happen.
So they're hypothecating the franchise, the public circulating monetized debt currency, and they're trading these off book in the millions, trillions, and in huge amounts. And this is how they've built the entire world system.
Where I was going.
Because if I cannot sign him, I have to trade him.
What do you think you're going to...
So to boil it down to the essence, we volunteer to be the surety. The franchise is the debtor facility through which and by which all of the money as we know it today is created. The 13th Amendment established what involuntary servitude was, but it's perfectly legal to have voluntary servitude.
When you look at the contracts they've given out, did you say $500 million?
Yeah.
His complaint described the nature of the president's call with President Zelensky of the Ukraine, including many of the details, and described the fact that the memorandum of conversation of that call had been moved from the regular White House server to a code word protected server. And he described those things before they became publicly known.
And the game has changed.
I'm not making that up.
I'm not saying he don't deserve whatever he gets. And I'm not hating on none of that. I'm just saying chill a little bit on $500 million.
Oh, you say 400, maybe trial money?
So the idea that that secondhand information is somehow not to be trusted at all is just a false construct.
Yeah, you just throw 500 like it's just...
This is the thing, Greg. Like, if you are going to have Juan Soto, like at this point, the Washington Nationals either go for it or they have to trade him.
Well, most of our lives are built on secondhand information. If I tell you that the Nats won last night, right, and that the guy next to me in the stands said, "Oh my God, Soto hit a single," that's offered to tell you that Juan Soto actually hit a single last night, and you accept that. We accept hearsay all the time. We don't accept it in courts of law because a defendant is entitled to confront his accuser when he's charged with a crime.
Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with Juan Soto when he gets to free agency, and he's going to walk, and you get nothing for him.
Right.
The whistleblower says to hide it. The White House has yet to explain why.
What do you make of the president's comments yesterday when he's talking about the whistleblower? He also uses the word spy to describe people who were talking to the whistleblower. What did you make of that? It seemed like a not-so-veiled threat.
The whistleblower, to me, is a hero.
$40 million, or whatever it was.
Who, you talking about Juan Soto?
For Juan Soto.
He has every right to do that.
I didn't say he did.
They had the integrity to stand up and say, I think something is wrong. I think there's wrongdoing here. I think I need to report it. And they're a hero because they went through the right channel.
He is the best hitter. So
$500 million?
He turned
that's hefty.
No, man.
That's hefty.
We could stay here and talk all night.
The issue and the problem with name, image, and likeness is coaches trying to create an advantage for themselves. I went out and said, okay, how could we use this to our advantage? They created what's called a collective. All right, a collective is an outside marketing agency that's not tied to the university, that's funded by alumni from the university. And they give this collective millions of dollars. And that marketing agency then funnels it to the players. All right, and the coach actually knows how much money's in the collective, so he knows how much he can promise every player.
I just can't visualize that. You know what I'm saying?
He reportedly turned down 13 years, $350 million.
The university released this statement in which campus police called the incident isolated and say the campus is secure at this time.
I just can't visualize that. You know what I'm saying?
He reportedly turned down 13 years, $350 million.
If it weren't for this whistleblower, we wouldn't know about this conduct. misconduct. And that might be just as well for this president, but it would not be good for this country. And I worry that future people that see wrongdoing are going to watch how this person has been treated, the threats against this person's life, and they're going to say, why stick my neck out? Is my name going to be dragged through the mud?
Talk all night.
I just can't visualize that. You know what I'm saying?
He reportedly turned down 13 years, $350 million.
Is a person. A person is a what is called a juridical personality, which means a fiction in law. The franchise that I described is a person.
Book because it forced me to go get corporate clients like Major League Baseball, like Martha Stewart living on the media, like American Express, like Ladies Home Journal. You know, I worked for other nonprofits and other Fortune 100 and 500 companies because I went out to discern.
The franchise that I described is a person.
Gave up, they gave their heart. At the wild card game, it's such an incredible story. At the wild card game, you were down by 2 runs in the 8th. With bases loaded and 2 outs, that's when breakout star Juan Soto. Where's Juan? Where's come here, Juan.
Again, the very latest we know is that Soto's bond has been set at $15,000, and he's still in the process of getting bonded out right now. This is a developing story. We'll bring you the very latest as we get the information. Reporting live tonight.